you had, I believe, coined the phrase of ethnic erasure, and how that's really at the root of this movement of the Christian nationalist agenda. And I was hoping that you could kind of unpack that for us, because I felt like that was a brilliant definition that really brought a lot of clarity to what was behind this current movement.
Yeah, so one of the questions that I wanted to explore was, why are so many people that I love who follow Jesus giving themselves over wholeheartedly, not primarily to political ideology, but to a posture towards people that's combative, dehumanizing, nasty. It exhibits a lot of the fruit of the spirit of this world, not the spirit of the Lord. And through the research, kind of came to a way of talking about it, that the majority of people who are clinging to American Christian nationalism are anxious about ethnic erasure, meaning they are constantly being stirred up by purveyors of American Christian nationalism that their way of being in the world is under imminent threat, that those people, the enemies, the outsiders, whoever it might be, that they're invading, they're taking over. And so because we feel like our way of being in the world is under imminent threat, we will therefore rally together and fight to take power back. The issue with Americans, however, is that for the majority of white Americans, especially if you're second generation or further down the line in your immigration story, many white Americans that I know don't have a sense of their ethnos, the people that they come from. So I've loved doing my family tree. I've been able to trace it back to the 1400s, which is pretty cool. But I've got people, Scotland, Ireland, Britain, Germany, Holy Roman Empire, actually, some of them. But that's not shaped who I am. Growing up, I was just American. But the problem is, being an American is to be committed to an idea, not to be from a certain people. So I'm an American, and my buddy Terry Wildman, who's Native American, is also American. And my friends who are Cajun are also American, and they have a firm understanding of their ethnos, their ethnicity. I think a lot of white Americans don't. And so they substitute Christian for the type of people that they are. And this is why some folks will use the language of white Christian nationalism, because they're trying to get at that idea of an ethnos, an identifiable people group. I've chosen American Christian nationalist because that's how they self-identify usually. But it's this stirring up of anxiety that they as a people, or we as a people, are under imminent threat from people who are also our neighbors, which again gets back to this conflict with democracy and pluralism. And so being stirred up, we are, Jesus followers are often tempted when we feel anxiety to reach not for the cross, but for the sword. And American Christian nationalism advocates for sword power over cross power because we're under threat. So therefore it's justifiable.